Plaintiff Tamara Elsenpeter is suing her former roommate, Jamie Bogard, for unpaid rent and eviction fees. Tamara says Jamie stayed out all night partying and lived like a slob. However, Jamie says because the plaintiff paid the rent late so often, the eviction is not her fault.
Okay, Tamara Elsenpeter is suing her former roommate for unpaid rent, eviction fees, and utilities, and the defendant is Jamie Bogard, and you are not countersuing.
No.
Okay, Tamara, tell me how you met Jamie and why you're suing her.
Well, I met Jamie a couple years ago through mutual friends from work, and
What do you do? What do you do, Tamara?
I am a server.
A server at a restaurant?
Yes.
Okay, and you also were a server?
No, I was bartender.
Bartender.
But we didn't meet that way. We met through an ex-boyfriend. I didn't work with her. We met through...
Yeah, mutual friends.
Through mutual friends.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And we decided to move in together in August of 2007.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was great at first. I soon realized that Jamie was a party girl. She liked to stay out late and
Really?
and go out drinking with friends. She did have a boyfriend, but she would stay with random guys and go to the casino.
No way.
And she would always stay out on the couch or on my air mattress in the living room. She never really stayed in her room because it was filthy.
Would you sleep on the
Wow.
couch?
Yes, I would sleep on the couch, but I wasn't a party girl at all. Like, I'm a
Let me
bartender.
ask you a question. Why would you sleep on the couch if you have your own room?
Because it was dirty. She's right. It was dirty, but...
Okay, I'll get to you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so
Wow.
so in June of 2008, I wrote Jamie a check for $785 for our rent.
Mm-hmm.
And
How much was the rent?
it was around $743, but I paid a little extra because the rent is due by like the 3rd or the 4th, so I added an extra for a late fee.
Okay, who has a lease?
We
both do.
Can I see the lease?
I don't have it.
I thought you meant who's on the lease. We don't have the lease. We don't... Sorry.
Aren't you suing for unpaid rent?
Yes.
You think the lease would help the court a little bit?
I have a printout statement from the apartment complex of all that's due.
Plaintiff Tamara Elsenpeter is suing her former roommate, who she says stayed out all night partying with random guys, for unpaid rent and eviction fees.
How much is the rent a month?
$14.85.
$14.85 is the rent.
About
Okay,
$7.
when do you move in together?
August of 07.
Okay, and what is the agreement? Is this a month-to-month or a year-long lease?
14 months.
14 months. Okay. So you pay $743 each on a 14-month lease. Both names on the lease?
Yes.
Okay. At some point in time, it becomes intolerable. You will explain it. She's sleeping around and sleeping on the couch and, carousing and coming in at all hours.
Oh, my God.
That's basically why you cannot stand each other anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
So who moves out first?
I'm not sure because,
You live there. You should know.
well, she was hardly ever there, so I'm not sure when is the exact last day that she wasn't there.
Give me a month.
Around the middle of July.
Okay. So the middle of July. So it was a good 10, 11 months you lived together.
Right.
Okay. So you made it that far. That's longer than most.
Right.
All right. Now, Jamie.
Yes.
Tell me, did you move out first?
No, we both moved out at the same time. We met in August. 2 months after we moved in, she lost her job.
So how is she going to pay $743 if you lost your job?
She got a new job. And
Good.
she was late every month, though. Every month we were living there, she was late.
Were you late?
A few months, not every
Okay.
month.
But you did
few
lose.
months- Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I lost my job and I had a new job within about a week or two.
Okay, good.
Not a week.
All right, go
It
ahead.
wasn't a week, but okay. And every month after she lost her job, she was late so I'm going to say that we lived there 11 months, you said, and which is true, but
Thank you.
So,
Which is
what you
true.
said. So we lived there 11 months. I'm saying 9 months out of the 11 months she was late, and I have proof of that in my.
But she's suing you now.
Yes, of course she is. Up until the last month, June of 08, she was extremely late. and we got evicted because of that. Because she was,
So we were
she's
evicted.
the reason why we
We're
got
not evicted?
No,
Well, we didn't get it. Well, yeah, we
didn't
got
get
evicted.
The reason why the reason why we were in the eviction process was
It's because she was late for rent.
Jamie never paid.
She was
I
late.
wrote her a check.
Like I said, she
Hold
was
it.
late. We wouldn't have got a. Oh, sorry, hold it.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No,
said hold it.
don't be nervous. Who has checks to show me?
I do.
She did.
I wrote her the check.
No. It's a yes or no. I said
okay.
who. So the answer
do,
is you
yes.
do. Do you have checks?
Yes, I have checks.
Okay,
I have
so
her
you
check
know
that
what?
she wrote me.
All right. So she wrote
She wrote me a
the
check.
and then you paid.
Yeah, that's how we did
Then
it.
you paid the
So
14.
I had to wait for her half every month. I had to wait for her half to pay because we couldn't make partial payments.
All right.
So-
but now, Jamie.
Yes.
Now Tamara is suing you.
She's suing me for.
What rent is she alleging that you didn't pay?
She paid me June. She paid me June $785. That's how it happened. She paid me
Should be
$785 in
She
June.
said that, right?
Yes, and the check didn't go through until the 9th. So they tacked on $350 more to our rent
Why?
because of being late.
Okay. Do you have the eviction fee list?
Yes.
All right. Let me see. that.
So
Yeah. Go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
So we're late because of her that month, and we get evicted because she's extremely late. Normally she's like 5 days late, and we have to pay a $50 fee. But this case, she was like 9 or 10 days late.
You
Hold
had
it.
to know that the rent is due on the 1st of the month or the 2nd of the month.
Right. It's due by the 4th.
No, it's first.
But the lease starts on August 2nd. That tells me they want their money every
the
month on the
1st.
2nd or the 1st, probably.
Right.
Yeah. So
Which
don't
is
give
why
me the
I
4th.
added in the $50 for the late fee.
You always added in the 50?
If I was late,
How old are
that.
you?
I'm sorry.
How old are you?
24.
24?
Yeah.
All right, you're young.
I'm sorry.
Relax. All right, go ahead.
if I was late on my own, then I paid it. But a lot of some of the months, it wasn't only my fault; it was Jamie's fault as well. So we split it.
Never.
Why are
never
you
split it.
suing her for the eviction fees?
I paid everything myself.
did?
I
Prove
paid the
it. Let me see.
entire.
So she paid the
And
eviction.
she was the reason why we're in this situation.
What I'm asking you is whether or not you think you are responsible for some of the $3,100 of the eviction.
I owe her the $785
You owe her $785 for what month?
for the month that she paid.
What month?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. June.
For June.
Yeah.
So you admit you owe her June rent.
I gave her the $785 for my June's rent. I ended up paying, and she still has that. I ended up paying the apartment complex June and July for both of us and all of the court fees.
She did.
Yeah.
So I paid
what are
her
you
rent for
complaining
2
about?
months.
I know. Like I'm saying that we're in this situation because of her. She should pay it. She should
Why
pay that.
should she pay your half of the rent?
She shouldn't pay my rent, but she should.
She did.
She shouldn't pay it, but I didn't have it at the time, and she just went and she paid
That's
it.
called an admission.
I paid it because if I didn't
She-
pay it by the 31st, we would have had an eviction on our credit report.
Right. So she paid your rent that month. Okay. So
She didn't pay
now,
my rent that month.
don't talk back to me. Yes, she did.
I know it
She
says that on the
paid
thing.
your rent.
It says it on there, but she paid it afterwards. She paid it after we got out of the apartment. Out of the apartment, we're out of the apartment. She paid. She
Jamie,
made.
let me explain
she made-
something to you. You're 24 years old
Okay.
and you talk too much.
Okay.
And what that means is that when you're in trouble, freeze.
Okay.
Don't add anything because the more you talk, the bigger the hole is that you're digging for yourself. All right? She has evidence that she paid your rent. And don't turn around and tell me without a scintilla of evidence that everything is her fault when you have no evidence to back it up. Give me a copy of a check that's dated the 4th or 5th of a month.
It's there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where?
It's in. Oh, right here. I have to give it to you. Jeez. I'm sorry. Shoot, I didn't know what I was thinking. And here's all of the late, like she was late every month. That's the check that she wrote me. I'm nervous. I do talk too much.
Defendant Jamie Bogard says the reason she and the plaintiff were evicted was that the plaintiff was always late with her rent.
Now, I don't know what that's supposed to tell me, but I got to tell you, if your room looks anything like that, you're in big trouble. What is all this? What does all this mean with the arrows and the X's and everything? I mean, other than the check, this I don't get. What does this say?
Nothing.
Oh, thank you. I don't have to read it. All right. Jamie? All right. Tamara writes a check on the 5th of June. You're late. However, she added the $50. It's not worth the $50. Put the $50 in your pocket and come up with the rent on time. What is this? $18.75. You paid the rent? Okay.
Well,
What?
I'm showing is that every month, like if you look for the date, that's when they took it out. That's all.
Yeah, that's what they took it out.
It's late.
2-7. You're late again. No wonder they evicted the two of you. Okay. Every month you were late. Every month you were late. We still have checks. That's very good. I'm impressed that you kept that.
I didn't pay rent she paid my rent for June and July, okay? Well, okay, if I owed her that, like, shouldn't she have to pay, like, the eviction note, like, the eviction, because that was the reason why we were in that situation, like, why?
Yeah, but you didn't pay for June or July, Jamie. And what that means is that she didn't have the money because you were not paying your half of the rent.
No.
Even though she was late every month.
That's not what I'm sorry. I know you said I talk too much, but
talk to me.
Yeah,
I'm willing to listen.
I feel like we would never have gotten an eviction if she would have paid rent or on time.
Did you pay half of the rent for June?
They wouldn't let me make partial payments. I can never make partial payments.
The reason that you don't feel that you owe money is because Tamara was always late giving you a check to pay the rent. Is that correct?
Yes and no. I think that I owe her a portion of it, but not the whole 3.
All right. When was the eviction started? Do you know, Tamara?
Someone from the courthouse came to our house on the 23rd of June and gave paperwork just saying that they were suing us and the eviction process had not been started yet.
So would a 3-day notice to either pay the rent or be evicted, does that sound like the notice that you got?
It was from the courthouse, from the San Bernardino courthouse, saying that they were going to be suing us because the apartment complex said that Jamie had written them a check, but it had bounced.
No. It didn't bounce. No checks has ever bounced. They don't accept our
Show me the evidence. The evidence that hold on a second, Jamie.
I'm sorry.
The evidence that I received from you were deductions every month from your account. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, so let me see that again.
No, okay. And
now, I'm not asking you anything, Jamie.
Oh, okay.
Tamara, what makes you think that there is a bounce check? Because in the breakdown by the law firm, there's no indication that there is a bounce check.
That's what the manager of the apartment complex had
All right,
told
well, that's not admissible evidence because what I have right here is an indication that the rent is late in June. And there's a late charge on June 5th of $50. The rent is late in July, and there's a late charge there. There's no indication that checks are bouncing, simply that the checks are coming in late. Now, the evidence that the defendant shows me is that the payments are made of $1,517, which is your rent, on a regular basis, and no indication that there is insufficient funds or anything like that. Right. So the checks that Jamie is writing are going through, or the deduct is going through your account. What I'm seeing here is a 3-day notice to pay rent, as well as the 60-day notice to terminate possession. That's what happened here. The law firm that is doing the legal work is indicating that they prepared the summons and complaint on June 18th. The defendant has shown me a check for June, which is dated June 5th. That is late. And I am going to credit the defendant with the testimony and with this check that substantiates her claim, not very clearly articulated, that the reason that you're being evicted is because every month the rent is late. and it's late because you're giving her the checks. So according to this court, the judgment, the $3,100 for you suing her because you ended up paying the amount for the eviction, I am going to cut in half. The verdict will be $1,551 for you. So be it.